Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you how we can easily convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, so improper fraction is 10 over 3, which I'm using to explain in this video. Now 10 over 3, why is it called an improper fraction? Simply because the number on the top, which is called the numerator, is higher than the number at the bottom, which is the denominator. Normally, for a proper fraction, it will be the opposite way, right? 3 will be up here and 10 will be down here. But in this case, we have 10 over 3. That's why it's called an improper fraction. This is a mixed number. You can also say it's a mixed fraction because there's a whole number and there's a fraction attached to it, right? 3 and 1/3. Okay, now how do we go from an improper fraction to a mixed number? It's very simple. Step 1. How many times does 3 go into 10? The answer becomes the whole number. So firstly, we check how many times does the denominator go into the numerator here, 10. And this applies to all improper fractions, right? So whenever you're trying to solve a problem like this, whenever you're trying to convert from an improper fraction to a mixed number or mixed fraction, the procedure is the same, the steps are the same, right? In whichever order you can do them, right? It's up to you, but I personally do it this way, right? So first I check how many times does the number at the bottom, which is 3 in this case, go into 10. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 3 is 12. So that's too high, right? So that means what we're looking for is 3 times 3. Okay, that's the closest we can go to 10. Okay, now step 1 says how many times does 3 go into 10? Well, 3 times. Okay, because if we go to 4, 4 times 3 gives us 12. That's too high. So the closest we can go is 3 times 3. So this is the 3 we were looking for. The answer becomes the whole number. So the answer it's talking about is this 3 here. Okay, remember it's not the 9 which we got as the answer, but it's 3. Because the question in step 1 is how many times does 3 go into 10? So we found out that 3, which is from here, goes into 10, or as close as possible into 10, 3 times. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. So there is this 3 here becomes the whole number there. Okay, so let me draw a line. Okay, so this 3 here becomes the whole number there. Okay, so that was step 1. So we found the whole number for the mixed number. Now let's look at step 2. It simply says the remainder becomes the new numerator. Okay, so where do we find the remainder? Now this is talking about the numerator. Okay, so let's try and find the numerator here. How do we get 1? Well, it's the remainder we get if we subtract 9 from 10. Okay, let me just write this properly so there's no confusion. Okay, it's 10 times 9 and the remainder is 1. So where did we get 9 from? Well, 9 comes from here. 3 times 3, 9. Okay, so that left us with the remainder of 1, and that becomes the new numerator of our new fraction. Okay, and step 3, the original denominator remains the same. Well, that's easy. The original denominator here, okay, is 3. Okay, so we take that across and that becomes our denominator for our new fraction. So the answer we get is 3 and 1/3. Okay, so I'll go over it again. So step 1, how many times does 3 go into 10? we found out that 3 goes into 10. The maximum time it can go is 3 times. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. So 3 becomes the whole number. Step 2, the remainder becomes the new numerator. So remainder comes from subtracting 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. That's the closest we could get to 10. But obviously there is a remainder, and that remainder becomes the numerator of the new fraction. And step 3, the original denominator remains the same. Now this is the case here, so 3 remains the same. We just take it across. And the answer we got is 3 1/3. And now this is the same for all improper fractions, right? So whenever you're trying to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number, you can follow the same procedure.